Hello my friends, welcome to Canadian Immigration Channel. I'm asked all the times, like pretty much under any video I got these comments, I got them by receiving them by email. What are my chances of finding a job in Canada? Like what should I do to proceed with that? What are my chances if I'm an engineer, if I'm a construction worker, if I'm a cook, etc, etc, etc. So here's what we decided to do. I mean, I cannot leave these comments unanswered, right? However hard we would try to give you analytics tool, however hard we would try to explain you how exactly it works in Canada, it never helps, right? You would still get those questions. So we will probably start a series of short videos where I will try to listen to your inputs. Whichever occupation would be the most popular, I will try to dig a little bit deeper and see what I can reiterate based on my own experience and tell you whether I got friends or colleagues or somebody else who knows someone who's been working in that industry, and maybe they will share their own experience with you, or they will tell me and I will share that experience with you. So I will probably start with construction workers. It's quite interesting because as long as the number of construction projects, the number of residential properties offered on a market is actually lower than the demand, while construction workers in Canada will always find a job here easily. It doesn't mean that if you're jumping off the plane you will find yourself a job within a day or two, but if you're quite handy, if you're have experience in construction, usually you will be able to nail yourself a first survival job starting at somewhere, say 14-15 bucks per hour, which is pretty decent for the start. If you're in trades, another example, if you're in trades, if you're a cook, probably you will not have issues of finding yourself a job as well. However, it's quite different with cooks, right? It depends on which cuisine you're most comfortably working with. Because usually when you're working with European or American cuisine, you would get paid, again, based on experience of my friends, much higher than if you're operating with Middle Eastern or Asian cuisine, right? And especially my clients who are working with Asian restaurants, who are working in Indian restaurants, they actually complained about the labor conditions in there, about the payouts, etc. So be very careful with those as well. But all in all, I would say construction workers and cooks, if you're one of them, you have pretty bright perspectives in Canada. And last but not least, if you are a car mechanic, that's again, that's what I heard and that's what I got from the experience of my friends. Car mechanics are kind of having difficulties finding themselves a job, simply because there are lots and lots of people who are handy with cars, who understand how to deal with them, and there are not so many car dealerships or garages which will help you fixing up a car. So it could be a little bit challenging. One more thing for construction workers, I mean, if we're talking about them today, guys and girls, that's again based on our clients' experience. Your chances of nailing a decent job would be much higher if you're outside of Greater Toronto area, if you're outside of highly populated metropolitan areas, if you're, say, somewhere in middle-sized or small-sized cities and townships in Manitoba, in Saskatchewan, anywhere, because demand in there is much higher. They are desperately looking for handy people, and you will probably be in demand if you come in there. Now, at the bottom in the comment section of this video, I would appreciate if you leave me comments, if you ask questions with respect to other jobs, and as I said, I will do my very best to have a look at those, ask questions, dig a little bit deeper, and present you those short videos, and will share my opinion about them. Stay tuned with us, and of course, subscribe to the channel.